Hi friends, and welcome to Roaming Taste Videos. Today we are making French chocolate fondant cake. Now this cake requires such little prep time, I couldn't really make this video shorter in the sense of it takes literally 5 minutes. And it only needs 25 minutes of baking time, so that means that you can have a great fudgy chocolate cake on your table in no time. Also proving that not all French cooking or baking is complicated. I'd love to know if you give this a go, so add a comment below, tag me on Instagram at Roaming Taste, and subscribe for more videos like this.
We'll want our eggs to be room temperature, and we will need to preheat our oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we want to flour our cake tins. That's where we grease it, likely with butter or a little bit of oil, and then we lightly flour and really shake the tin around thoroughly and discard any remnants of that flour, and we set that aside. We want to place our butter and chocolate into a saucepan on low heat to fully melt it. Now this will take about 3 minutes. We don't want to burn that chocolate, so we do want to make sure that we're continuing to stir it, and that will also help our butter and chocolate melt nice and evenly. Once we have done that, we can set that aside and get to making our cake. We'll want to crack all our eggs into a bowl, maybe a little bit better than I did here, and add in our sugar. We can simply use a hand whisk here, and really we want to whisk thoroughly until we have light bubbles forming. That will mean that our eggs have been really thoroughly combined with that sugar. It will help in breaking down that sugar, dissolving it, and it will also give nice air to our cake. As you can see, it doesn't take long to whip up this batter. It's super duper quick, and you don't need anything fancy. You might want a bigger sieve than what I'm using here, but we'll want to sieve in our flour into our bowl. This is to ensure that there's no lumps in our batter, and that also sieving also helps us incorporate that flour in a much swifter manner, because we're not having to get rid of any lumps because we're sieving it. Once we've done that, there will still be some little lumps, so we will need to whisk slightly, but there isn't much flour in this batter to begin with, so we don't need to stress too much about activating the gluten or making our cake too stiff, because the ratio of flour to the wet ingredients is still quite low. Once we've done that, we can add in that cooled butter chocolate mixture, and we'll want to whisk that until it's fully incorporated. This again will probably only take about 15 seconds, which we will want to just really make sure that there's no bits of batter at the very bottom of our bowl that doesn't have any chocolate added, and then it's all really nice and consistent and thick. It just looks like icing here, I swear. If your cake batter looks like this, you are doing fantastic, friends. We'll want to pour, oh, that's so good. We'll want to pour this into our cake tin and place it in the oven to bake for 25 minutes. What we'll see is that the cake will have risen ever so slightly, and there'll be a crust. It might be slightly uneven on top, like my one is, but don't stress, that'll fall slightly as it cools, and if we just let it cool in our tin, it will pull away from the edges of our, you see there, of our tin, so it will make removing our springform much easier if we just let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. And there is our finished cake, all ready to serve. I prefer this with some yogurt, but you could absolutely serve it with some whipped cream or as is, though you might want a strong cup of tea or coffee to accompany this. I thoroughly hope you enjoy this, friends, and do subscribe for more videos like this.